Hello friends, welcome to Srivalli's kitchen. Now I am going to show you how to prepare a chutney or a pickle using red chilies. We call it Pandu mirapakaya pachadi. I am using very little quantity because I am just showing you a sample, but you can use larger quantities of red chilies which come in the month of February, which are nice and ripe, and you can have the yearly pickle done. It's very simple. All you need is just a few ingredients. The red chilies, garlic cloves for those who eat garlic, or you can just omit these. Say around quarter teaspoon of mustard seeds, 1.5 to 2 tablespoons of methi or fenugreek seeds, some salt, a lemon, some asafoetida or hing, and then we'll need oil. If you do not want to use lemon, you can use tamarind as well. The choice is yours. But if you use tamarind, there will be a chance of the pickle changing its color to a dark brown shade. So if you use a lemon, if you just squeeze the juice of a lemon, it's going to stay nice and red. All we have to do is dry roast the fenugreek and mustard seeds. Once they start to splatter and change in color, we are going to let it cool down for about 2 minutes, and then we are going to grind it into a powder. To that powder, we are going to add the garlic cloves, some salt, roughly chopped red chilies, and we are going to blitz it. We are going to grind it into a coarse paste. Do not add any water. You just have to keep grinding it, mixing and grinding it. It won't become a smooth paste, so it will be a little coarse, a little rough. Then finally squeeze a lemon, temper with mustard and jeera seeds, and a good hit of hing. So first we are going to dry roast these. This is a sample pickle, because when you get red chilies in say the month of December or January, they still have some water content in them. So these are not ideal for your yearly pickles. But once the month of February starts, they start to dry out. So they become much darker in shade, lose some of the water content. And so when you prepare a pickle with that, it's going to stay good an entire year. You just have to wash those ones, let them dry out, wipe nicely with a towel or something, let them dry. Make sure there's not even a drop of water around. This pickle tends to get spoiled easily if there is even a touch of dampness. So that is one thing you have to be careful about. Okay, these are starting to change color. So I'm just going to toss these a little more. I'm going to let these sit and dry. Kind of, we don't want to grind the hot stuff. So we're just going to let these cool for a bit. Meanwhile, I'm going to roughly chop the red chilies. While this is cooling down, I have roughly chopped the red chilies into around 1-inch pieces. I'm going to grind this pickle, and to that I'm going to separate a little portion of it, and then to that I'm going to add the tamarind. So we're going to have two different pickles using the same recipe. Use the tamarind which has some seed in it. So I'm just going to roughly chop this also into pieces, and once we grind this, I'm going to take say around 3/4 of it aside and temper it separately for the red chili pickle. And to the remaining 1/4, I'm going to add the roughly chopped tamarind pieces, grind it again, add maybe a little more salt, and then temper that one separately. So that will be Chintakaya, Pandu mirapakaya pachadi. So we are going to get two pickle recipes using the same thing, same red chilies. Alright, so now time for me to roughly chop these as well. And I'm also going to grind this into a powder and keep it aside. We have to cut the tamarind vertically, so you can see the seeds in here. It's already got seeds, so we have to remove these seeds. Just take a knife and pop those out, and you get hollow shells like these. We're going to use these bits and throw away the seeds. Just make sure you break these into pieces and just slit those vertically so that it will be easier to remove the seeds. Right, so you can see that I've grinded the mustard and methi seeds into this powder. It's a pretty much fine powder, but even if it's a little coarse, that's fine. No issues. Now to this I'm going to add the roughly chopped red chili, garlic cloves. You can remove the seeds if you want to. I tried to remove a few. So I'm also going to add a spoonful of salt to it and maybe a little more. Now we are just going to grind this into a coarse paste. After the first round of grinding, this is how it looks, and you just have to be a little careful because it releases lots of heat and a very strong hot flavor. So just mix it up once and grind it again. Now after the second round, I've added a little more salt, and you can see that it's become a nice smooth, not smooth, a little coarse but a nice red paste. You can take it out now, or if you want it much smoother, you can go for another round of grinding. I'm going to take this off aside for now, and then we are going to temper it. I have a small pan ready. To this we are going to add some oil. That would be around 3 tablespoons of oil, some mustard seeds, some jeera, and asafoetida. But the important thing here is we do not add the hot tempering to the pickle. We are going to let this tempering cool down a little and then add it to the pickle. If you want, you can add a few more garlic cloves to the tempering as well. But since I've already added to the red chilies while grinding, I'm not going to add it again. Right. So that's about enough. Of course, the tempering will depend on your personal taste. But then we're going to let the mustard seeds pop and splatter. Then we are going to let this sit and cool for about 2 minutes. And while this cools down, we are going to add the lemon juice to the mix. Okay, now let this. I'm just going to make sure. And now I'm just going to add some hing. Alright, that's a good quantity of hing. Enhances the flavor. The mustard is starting to pop. Right, you can hear the sound. That's a very beautiful sound, this mustard topping. Alright, we're going to turn off the heat here and let it cool. What I'm doing now here is I'm taking a big spoonful of this ground paste and I'm keeping it aside. So to grind it along with the tamarind and a few more garlic cloves, and to the remaining I'm going to add lemon juice. Squeeze in a good piece of lemon, a nice big juicy lemon. A little more lemon juice. Right. We're going to mix it up nicely. Just make sure you remove the lemon seeds from the mix. That would spoil the taste. Alright. So now that the temperature has cooled down a little, it doesn't have to come to real room temperature or something, but if it's lesser hot, that would be enough. Ideally, what you can do here is to get the maximum flavor out of the tempering. You can take a little pickle, add it to this tempering pot, mix it up. But since we are going to prepare another tempering, I'm not doing it. But to get the maximum flavor of asafoetida, the best thing would be to take the pickle, add it to the tempering pot, mix it up. So here we have red chili pickle, or the Pandu mirapakaya pachadi, a sample version ready to serve. You can serve this with dosa, rice, roti, parantha, even naan or kulcha if you want. Okay, here we have the red chili pickle. We are not done yet with this video because we are going to prepare another pickle simultaneously. So we're going to start with this. You can see that I've removed the seeds from the tamarind and these are hollow. I've just broken these into small pieces. The tough part is to cut these vertically. Once you get that done, you can just pop off the seeds with a knife or even a spoon and then break it with your fingers. We'll need a few more garlic cloves for this as well, and if you do not eat garlic, you can just omit using it. We're just going to grind this into a paste again. If you want, what you can do is you can grind the mustard and fenugreek powder in a little larger quantity. Remove half of it aside, like what I did. So I kept around 1/4 of it aside just in case I need to use it again. So I'm going to keep it aside and use it with this in case I need it. Now you can see, to this empty jar I'm going to dampen the contents of the plate. You have to grind it again. Dump it in. Just try not to use your hands too much. Use a spoon. Otherwise you'll end up with burnt fingers. Okay. To this I'm going to add some salt again, say around half a spoon. and I'm going to grind this once. After the first round of grinding, this is how it looks. Very rough and coarse. We're going to mix this once and grind it again. If you want it easier, what you can do is you can just grind the garlic and the tamarind, and then you can add the already ground red chili mix during the second stage also. I just add it all at once because it's easier. It's up to you. So we're going to grind this again. Right, so after the second and the third round of grinding, you can see that we've got this roughish coarse paste here. For those who do not like, we just remove these things. For people like me, I added a little more salt, say around 1/4 spoon, and now I'm going to prepare the tempering. It's the same tempering: mustard seeds, jeera, to hot oil, asafoetida. We're going to let it cool down for a while. See, the oil is already nice and hot, so it's splattering. Let it cool down, say for about 2 minutes, and then we're going to add it to the chutney or the pickle. Add some hing. Let it splatter. The mustards are popping nice. Turn off the heat, and we're going to let this cool. Right. What you can do here in between is make sure you taste the pickle to see if the quantity of tamarind and the quantity of red chili have been nicely balanced or not. Or you can add a little more tamarind in case the tamarind isn't too tangy. Sometimes the tamarind you get during the months of December or Jan are not really that tangy in taste, so you need to add a little more of tamarind and less of red chilies. The color may actually vary depending on the amount of tamarind you use, so there is no standard color as such. You don't have to worry in case your pickle turns out in a slightly different shade. To this I'm going to add the tempering. Mix it up. Yes. Now I'm going to add the pickle to this. Toss it over and dump it back in so that we get the maximum flavor out of the tempering. Mix it up nice and good and serve it. Same, you can serve this with rice. You can serve it with rice, dosa, chapati. Totally get fine. So here we have the tamarind and red chili pickle, and beside it we have the red chili pickle. So we have two pickles using one basic recipe. Simple and easy. Thank you for watching, and if you do like my videos, subscribe to Srivalli's Kitchen. Have a nice day.